City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. On today's show, we're going to talk about the anniversary celebration of the Friends of Little Miami State Park. We'll also have a look at La Comedia Dinner Theatre's production of On Golden Pond. But up first, we have Jack Blosser back to tell us about a busy early fall season. Jack, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You got a busy schedule.
I'd rather be busy than bored.
Yeah, it's year round, but it goes fast because you obviously love it. Yeah.
I do, and we have very good staff and volunteers that help us with the programs. Yeah. But we couldn't do it ourselves. There's too much going on.
Well, what's the attendance like during this time of the year?
It's actually slowed down.
Okay.
We're a couple thousand people below last year's figures right now, but our revenue is up.
Okay. Is that because does the heat scare people off?
In the rain.
Okay.
Yeah, during the summer when it was raining so badly in June, it was pretty difficult because people would lose their shoes on the trails.
Yeah.
And so they would call and ask, "How's the trails?" Well, we got 3 inches of rain yesterday.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the visitation's down a bit, but the excitement level's still good.
Okay.
We're gearing up right now for the school programs, so we're getting schools scheduled for September and October already.
Okay, well, fantastic.
Yeah.
And now you have some fun programs for your guests, like the Fall Nature Discovery.
Yes.
And the photo hike on September 14th.
Yes.
What happens during those events?
Well, we have an OCVN, that's Ohio Certified Volunteer Naturalist, coming out, Rick Huffman. And he is going to be bringing a professional photographer. And we're going to be taking the public out on a trail. It might be the part of the prairie field, might be in the woods. And Rick will then talk about the plants that are flowering, also some of the trees, the wildlife around that they might see. But also the kicker is that people can bring their cameras, whether it be their phone camera or professional shooting camera. And a photographer will be there to help them and show them how to get the optimal shots.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And most of this is just for the regular site admission, free for members of the Ohio Historical Society and or Dayton Society of Natural History.
So is he doing like a little workshop on how to get the right light and the shutter speed and things
Not
like
even,
that?
well, it's a walking workshop, a working workshop, because they're going to be walking along the trail system.
Okay.
And he might tell people how to utilize the sunlight or the shade to help optimize their photograph.
I'd like to borrow him on any time I'm taking a picture. It seems like
too.
you never get the right, even though technology is good, at getting the right light, that's important.
Yeah.
How long is that tour again?
It's about 2 hours.
Okay.
I think it's 2 to 4 o'clock
Okay.
in the afternoon.
Is that the first time you've done this? Is this a new one?
No, we've done this for a while. In fact, our own David Ware behind the camera here has
Yeah.
done it for us for several years.
Okay.
And he's graduated from the program, and he's bringing in, as he calls it, young blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me a little bit about the OCVNs.
The OCVN, Ohio
Yeah.
Certified Volunteer Naturalist.
Yeah.
Erin Shaw with Caesars Creek. She puts on several classes a year, and I always talk with them at the beginning of the year in January or February. But they're people that are here to help the community with preservation things. The OCVNs can help us with our guided programs and the nature hikes. David is going to be doing a Nature's Tidbits in September as well.
Yeah.
He does about 3 or 4 PowerPoints. And the neat thing, when he does a program, he doesn't repeat himself.
Wow.
So he just a few days ago, he gave us 3 or 4 new programs. And I sent him, how do you know all this stuff?
Yeah.
You know, and so he's we got a gem.
So how many people are in this army of volunteers that you have?
David had said probably 1,000 in Ohio, but in our area here, Erin runs through 25 to 35 people a few times a year.
That's got to be nice for you to have those people to be able to support and draw upon.
Especially the ones that that like Fort Ancient a lot, our VIPs.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Fort Ancient's benefited from the volunteer hours put on by them.
Yes.
How do they get involved in that?
Through the COV program.
Okay.
You would get in touch with Erin Shaw.
And how long is the training, or?
It's a year-long.
Oh my goodness.
Year-long activities. They put in, I think, if they're brand new, up to 50 hours of service time to be credited. And then after that, they have so many hours of certification that they have to redo each year.
Okay.
And I have to say, I'm sorry to say, I have not done the program.
You haven't?
I haven't.
You could teach it, but you haven't.
Oh
done
no,
it.
I couldn't teach it. That's a pretty yellow plant. That's a pretty green plant.
Yeah.
David, he knows what he's talking about.
Okay. Wow. What kind of people are drawn toward that program?
Oh, just nature.
Okay.
People who like nature, the tranquility of the
Yeah.
woods, the trail system.
Okay.
It's a big draw.
Is there a cost to be part of that program and go through that training?
Now that I do not know.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
not know.
We could probably do a show just on that.
Oh, get Erin Shaw out here. She's remarkable.
We'll have to do that. On September 21st, you have an event called the Harvest Gathering of the Crops.
Yes.
Are you handing out tools to cut down the hay in front of the entrance there?
Well, you know, there's
Put
an
people to work?
opportunity for people to help us harvest the crops if it hasn't already
Really?
been done.
Okay.
But Keith Bankston, he's the facility and maintenance supervisor at Fort Ancient, and he puts on these really cool programs. This one here, Harvesting Mother Nature's
Yeah.
resources or crops, the string beans, the squash, the gourds, making hominy, and he'll be having some cooking demonstrations as well.
Wow.
And he does that every year. Because we grow crops that were grown 2,000 and 1,000 years ago in our
Oh,
garden.
my goodness.
And Keith will utilize some of those crops and help prepare food for the people to maybe get a demonstration, a taste of it.
Okay, so they come out, they harvest it, and then you have a Thanksgiving banquet, or?
No,
Okay.
no, whatever he doesn't finish there,
Okay.
he takes home. But that'll be, I think, from 12 to 4. And people can just come and go as they please.
Okay.
And then Keith will be doing the demonstrations throughout the entire day.
Well, that sounds like you get a pretty good turnout for that?
He gets between 30 and 40 people over
Okay.
the course of 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And-
And typically it's the people that are interested in the outdoors,
Yeah.
sustainable gardening.
Okay.
People like that want to learn how to be able to grow the crops and then harvest
Nice.
the weeds
Yeah.
that we grow
Yeah.
and how you can use them in your food.
I have no problem harvesting weeds. I mean, they seem to grow pretty naturally for me. Is that something you could actually get training in?
Yes.
Harvesting weeds?
Well, there's something called goosefoot or chenopodium.
Yeah.
There's, and that's lamb's quarters, is another name for it. You
Okay.
eat the seeds like an oatmeal, and the leaves you can use as a salad.
Oh, my goodness.
Jerusalem artichoke they call it like Indian potato.
Yeah.
And it's about the size of your thumb. And you can harvest that and you can boil it and cook it. Wow. Sunflower seeds you
Yeah.
can roast. And about the beans and the corn and the squash, that was the subsistence level for the people of 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, corn, beans, and squash by AD 1000 took up 80% of their diet.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great event. What do people need to do to get pre-registered for that?
They don't
event?
even, they just show,
Show
up,
up.
pay the admission fee, and have a smile on their face.
Okay, what time do they show up again?
It starts at 12 noon and ends
Okay.
at 4.
And on September 28th, our own David Weir is doing Nature Tidbits, a series, talking about wetland ecosystems. Can
Yes, and because
putting you under pressure
Oh,
here
my
because you
goodness.
got Dave behind the camera.
Yeah, I'm
and he's
reading
the
what he
expert.
told me.
It's okay to read. Yeah.
Yes. Wetlands and other aquatic ecosystems that were once common have all but been eliminated by our lifestyle that has dictated major changes in the countryside for agricultural and residential development purposes. Ohio Certified Volunteer Naturalist Dave Weir will explain the natural function of wetlands and the problems that have arisen from eliminating them from our landscape.
Wow.
So, and it's a wonderful program. He has anywhere from 25 to 45 people show up to his programs.
Okay.
And he has a PowerPoint presentation, and he lures the audience in. So he's never had a bad program, even if he is standing over there.
I'm sure Dave's got his own groupies out there just waiting to follow him. And
Well, I'm one of them.
yeah. Hey, the wetlands, do they kind of
They're shrinking.
do we have them along the walls in Fort Ancient?
We do in certain areas of an ecosystem.
Okay.
We have ponding areas
Okay.
that retain water anywhere from 4 months to year round. We have one natural spring that is still there. But most of the wetlands in our area are gone.
What's causing them to go away?
Development,
Okay.
agriculture, just manipulating, modifying the earth.
Okay.
And David would be able to talk more about the wetland system, but our best wetlands that we would have are just little pockets.
Okay. I remember back in Wisconsin, there was the Horicon Marsh.
Mhm.
I imagine that was a wetlands, and that probably attracts different birds as do the wetlands out
And
here. I imagine?
butterflies,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Wow. So obviously the development around Warren County's impacted it in a bad way, and are we concerned about that? Are we
Warren
talking with
County
the-
has done a remarkable job in
Yeah.
preserving the lands that's already natural. I know Fort Ancient and the Ohio History Connection in Columbus are working on grants to help preserve
Okay.
areas around Fort Ancient and have it become part of a buffer zone and new properties for the site down the road. The Warren County Park System, Scott Brunka, the city manager, he's
Scott's
involved with different grants
Yeah.
that's going to be helping the Ohio History Connection in the future.
Wow, that's
And it's all
another-
going to help preserve not just the wetland areas, but the forests and the
Yeah.
prairie fields around us.
That's another thing that makes our little corner of the world just so amazing.
Warren County is
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, we really are. On the first Saturday of October, you have an opportunity for folks to brush up on their outdoor survival skills.
Yeah. Again, our own Keith Bankston, he has a BS degree in Native American Studies.
Okay.
And he's going to be helping or showing people how to tan hides, how to create sinew from the tendons and muscle lining of the animals, how to make a fire. Yeah, he's got so many things planned out for people.
Sounds like the Ohio potential version of Naked in the Woods.
But he's fully clothed.
Fully clothed? Okay.
Yeah, he has a Phil Robertson beard from Duck Dynasty. So
awesome.
you can pick him out of a crowd.
That sounds like a fun one. Are there going to be bows and arrows and
People
spears or hatchets?
Not hatchets,
Okay.
not bows and arrows, but
Okay.
part of the program during the day is that we have spears and spear throwers outside of the museum in a field area that the people can learn to do that.
Okay.
The spear and spear thrower, the atlatl we call it, was developed about 10,000 years ago. The bow and arrow in Ohio only comes around AD 700.
Okay.
So the bow and arrow is a very late development in time that the people during the Hopewell culture never had an opportunity to have.
That was kind of advanced. Now,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier, and you said you did have the hatchet throwing, but you
Yeah,
eliminated that? because
We
of the
eliminated it
potential
years
risk?
ago because of we didn't have them sign waiver forms. And some of the children were, let's say, were less supervised than others by their parents.
Yeah.
So we just thought it would be a nice thing to have go away for a while.
It's kind of like old school jarts.
Oh,
you know?
yes.
Used to be fun, used to be a good idea, but now the idea of throwing those big spikes at each other, it's like not a good idea.
I don't think you can buy those games
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting soft, but they're getting smarter too, and the safety as they bring that in. So I appreciate you eliminating the hatchet throwing.
Yep.
With my luck, I'd probably end up with something in my head.
Now, if you ever stop out at my house sometime, I've got a target and I've got 7 hatchets. I can
Yeah.
teach you how to throw.
I think I'd like that. That
Then
would
you
be
go into
fun.
Cincinnati and do one of those axe throwing things.
Yeah. Do they have competitions for that?
It's somewhere they do, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. October 12th, you're going to be leading a tour of the grounds. What's going to be seen on that walk?
October 12th, is that the fall tours? That's on the 26th, I
Okay.
think. But October 26th we had to change that date.
Okay.
October 26th, we lead our annual Fort Ancient Fall Tour.
Nice.
And it's a 2-hour walking tour, and we talk about the archaeological investigations of the site and throw in a lot of Native American oral traditions in it as well. I've been there 31 years, and over that period of time, a lot of Native elders from around the United States have visited Fort Ancient.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between being elderly and an elder.
Yeah.
An elder is an elderly person who continues to teach. And we have these elders coming to Fort Ancient from time to time. And I always gift people of tradition with some sage, which is something they can smudge or burn like an incense.
Yeah.
And then we sit down and we talk.
Wow.
And getting that information from the elders. Because, and again, it's their information as provided what's been handed down over the years. And it might be different, it might be elaborated a little bit on what it originally would have been 2,000 years ago, but a lot of times it's still based on the same concept.
Wow.
So I give the archaeological interpretation. We walk through the Moorhead Circle, which was found about 10 years ago. We go through the crescent walls or the crescent mounds. We walk on a 2,000-year-old land bridge that leads to the Great Gateway. And it's a 2,000-year-old land bridge with several 100,000 cubic feet of soil to make that bridge.
Now, is that event wheelchair friendly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have strollers. Most of it is on the access road
Yeah.
going through the site. And I tell people, being a 2-hour tour, that if they got little ones, they can bug out if they
Okay,
want.
okay.
I'm never offended by people that turn around and have to leave.
Yeah. October 19th, trees, please.
Yes.
That sounds like a nice one.
Trees, please. Keith Bankston again is going to be coming out to the site, and he's remarkable. He used to work with the U.S. Forestry Service a little bit, and he's going to show the people how they can measure the diameter of the tree,
Yeah.
determine the age of the tree and what type of tree it is without looking at the leaves, and also how do you determine the population of a certain tree in a forest. And there's a certain mathematical formula that he's going to teach the people to say that there's so many hundreds of trees in this 1 acre area, and then you can multiply that by the acre that you have in your property, like 30 acres of woods, and he can tell you the percentage of the forest that's oak, maple, black walnut.
What's the number of variety of trees at Fort Ancient?
Ooh, a lot.
We have, Ohio is like one of the best states as far as variety of trees, if I
believe
understand
it.
right? Yeah.
I believe it. And again, I'm not a tree person. When I do the Fort Ancient Fall Tour, you know, we look at the colors, and again, I can identify some of the major ones, but I don't know the difference between like a black oak or I can tell white oak from red oak by looking at the leaves and maples, but I don't know the different types of maples.
So any price of admission for these programs?
Regular side admission.
Okay, so after
$7 an adult, $6 for students and seniors.
That's awesome, Jack. Is there anything else that we need to know?
You can always look us up on Facebook. Fort Ancient has a Facebook page, and our website is fortancient.org. And it will give you the time frames, everything again. You can print it out and keep it on your refrigerator or put it in your office desk or in your calendar book.
Wow.
So,
hey, I'll tell you what, get your kids out of the house, get them off the gadgets, get them down to Fort Ancient, get some history, meet Jack's friends, take advantage of this. What a benefit that we have in Lebanon and Warren County. Jack, once again, thanks for being here.
Thank
I appreciate
you very
everything
much,
you
sir.
do. Yeah, we'll be back to talk about Little Miami State Park right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Your hometown source, the Lebanon Channel, is now on YouTube.
I know how fortunate I am.
Just search City of Lebanon, Ohio to connect with everything that's happening right here.
And that's going to be an exciting part about this walking tour.
Subscribe to receive exclusive local content available only on the Lebanon Channel.
Wow, Neil Armstrong's coming to my launch. I was so excited about that.
That's the City of Lebanon, Ohio, now on YouTube.
That's what makes this Lebanon, Ohio a great place to live.
Yeah. An auto accident is a terrible thing to encounter. Oftentimes, people look to getting their car taken care of, but they forget to take care of their body. At Lebanon Chiropractic and Fitness, that's what we do. We take care of your body with chiropractic adjustments, therapeutic massage, and therapeutic exercise. So if you've been involved in a vehicular collision, call our office at 933-9799 so we can take care of the body that counts.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation, 933-9799.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the City Show. With me today is Steve Murphy, the president of Friends of the Little Miami State Park, along with Joanne Rizkala, the publicity chair for the Friends group. Steve, how long have you been with this group?
I was president, I was a co-founder, president for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Took a couple of years off, and now they're making me do a do-over.
Okay. You must have done a good job. Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
And
been with it from the very beginning. 10 years. This is our 10th anniversary, actually.
And you're coming up on the 40th anniversary with the fall ride, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Joanne's.
Okay, that's pretty exciting. That's going to be the 28th and the 29th of this month. Can you give us more
September.
details on that event? Or?
Yes, absolutely. So we put together the
the 40th anniversary, so everyone can come out and ride from Newtown up to Xenia and back if you like. So it's a 2-day event or a 1-day. You can either ride the 1 day or both days and stay overnight in Xenia. And we have Trail Fest along the way in Avoca Park, down in Terrace Park area. And Isaac Walton is going to host a SAG stop for us. And then Morrow, we're going to have a Trail Fest in Morrow on the 28th. And then on Sunday, Morgan's Campground is going to host the Trail Fest on Sunday, and we'll do the 40th anniversary event there from 10 to 2, or that's 11 to 3. And we've invited former Governor Bob Taft is going to come. He was instrumental in helping with the funding of the trail back in '79.
Okay.
So,
is that when the trail first got put together? Was it an old train track?
Yes.
Okay.
The Little Miami Railroad, which Lincoln rode when he went to Washington to be inaugurated.
Wow.
Back in 1863, thereabouts.
And the Friends, the park itself, 50% of it is the bike trail. Is that right? Or is it all about the bike trail?
It's a 50-mile long railroad bed.
Okay.
66 feet wide. And they took up the ties and they put down asphalt.
Yeah. And the Friends pretty much keep it up and maintain it, which has got to be a lot of work.
The state does two things primarily. They mow, and we use their heavy equipment on those occasions where we have things that we can't handle.
And some of the other jobs, because I sometimes the trail itself gets washed out, and you have to have.
It depends on how serious it is. The repair at Fort Ancient, which we just did this last year, was $1.2 million.
Okay, I'm looking at the pictures right there. And there's some of your friends.
Yeah, very dedicated volunteer group. It's amazing. I'm newer to the group, and it's just incredible how it's an all volunteer nonprofit, and everybody works so hard and puts so many hours.
And they're always friendly too. When you ride by them on the bike, they're just they're the nicest people, and they're always working real hard.
And we get volunteers from church groups, school groups.
Yeah.
We've got a 50-person volunteer group coming up in September.
Okay. From
a local company.
And you always got some work for them, I bet you.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. How do you get involved with this group? How do you, if someone wants to volunteer, is there some way they can get a hold of you and volunteer? Are you looking for more volunteers, or do you have enough?
No.
Oh,
yeah.
We can always use more.
Okay.
We have a website, it's littlemiamistatepark.org, and you can find out more information there. There's also kiosks along the way that are along the bike trail, and there's pamphlets there you can pick up and fill out and donate your time, and we'll contact you that way. But the website, littlemiamistatepark.org, is the best way, and that's how you can also find out about the anniversary ride and sign up. We're looking for sponsors for the ride. We're looking for, there's still vendor booths available at Avoca or Morrow or Morgan's. And of course, we'd love for you to sign up to ride the trail. That's why I got involved. I rode the trail, and it's my happy place, and I just love it, and I just really did not realize the group of volunteers that are behind keeping it so beautiful, and so I wanted to give back, and that's why I got involved.
You know, it's funny. I love riding a stationary bike, and I can watch the news. And I had friends who rode on the trail, like, man, you got to get on a trail. You got to get on a trail. I was like, I don't need to get on a trail. I get on a bike, it's easy. But once I got on the trail, how would you describe the trail to the viewers out there and encourage them to get out there and experience it?
It's an immersion into nature. It's some people call it the green tunnel because it's mostly canopied, and you have shade the majority of the time. So even on a really hot day, it cools you off, and you have a breeze because you've created it by pedaling. And I went out the other day, it was 90, and it didn't feel like 90 inside there because it's shady and cool and makes me happy. Everybody I see there is smiling. So it's good for the soul, and I think for mental health in general. I think it's de-stresses you, and highly recommend it. A dose of green every day.
That's awesome. Don't be intimidated. I think a lot of times people they sign up for a ride and they're thinking, oh, I'm not going to go out and ride 100 miles. It makes my butt sore just thinking about it. There's different options, right? You don't have to do the whole 100.
Right. We do have the Ohio Bike Shuttle available on those 2 days. Brian Peters owns that business, and he'll be on call to shuttle people back a couple times a day. And we're taking the luggage up for the people who are going to stay overnight at the hotels, and Morgan's will have that availability. And so we've tried to figure everything out. It's a big undertaking when you see these events that are organized. There's a lot that goes into them.
What a great time here. And it can be as short as 12 miles, or you can do the whole 110.
Right, yeah. Going all the way from Newtown to Xenia is 55, so you can either go back the same day or you could stay overnight. There are people who do a century every day, 100 miles in a day. I'm not one of those, but there are those out there.
Now there's a branch too that you head east to the Christian College. Is that part of the park as well? There's an offshoot of another trail. Is that a different trail that's
there's the Lebanon Spur. That comes up here.
Yeah.
And a hotel. There's a hotel. Is it right on the path in Xenia, or do you have to go into town?
It's the Ramada or the Hampton Inn. You do have to go off the trail to get to those two hotels. The Morgan's campground is right along the trail, and that's at the 25-mile marker, I think.
Right.
But the other ones will have markers and some volunteers helping to direct you to the hotels.
I think Xenia's done a great job with the train station as far as the rest area, and it's just such a neat experience. I have friends who ride bikes in their north, and when I bring them down here to get them to experience our bike trail, they're like, "Man, you're so lucky. This is amazing." Because the canopy and the river, it's just so spectacular.
And all the trail towns that have emerged. I mean, Loveland is just booming, and Milford and Morrow has now started with a renovation, a memorable Morrow. So they're trying to improve Morrow, and so the little towns along the way, there's things to do and see, and there's history along the trail. It's
the old powder plant seems like that's getting repaired and built up.
Exactly.
That's going to be nice. Are there any restrictions on participation of the ride?
Not really.
Any age restrictions?
No. In fact, we're going to fund part of our money we're going to spend on AmBucks. Which is they make tricycles for handicapped folks, whether they be military or children.
Wow, that's fantastic. Any other restrictions along the trail? Just had a couple of questions about restrictions. Now, where's the information on the rides and the Trail Fest? How do you get information about that?
Go to littlemiamistatepark.org, and we have on the website one of our volunteers, Janet. She puts together the website and the anniversary ride. This, can I hold this?
Yeah, let's get a look at that.
Yeah. So you'll find information on the ride on our website, and it'll look like that down at the lower right section, I think, of the website, and you can register online, or we have these mail-in registration forms that we've put in the kiosks. People can pick up along the way and fill them out.
I know Lebanon has one, or maybe it's down by Little Miami, where they have sponsors and they have the trail itself, the map of it. Is that what that is?
This is the map. Our map, we do not accept sponsors on our map because we support the Little Miami State Park, which is a state park. So there's some restrictions on advertising. Yeah, so our map does not have advertising on it, but it's going to be a really special event. A lot of people who I know, I always wanted to ride the full extent and to know that there's support along the way in case you were to, I don't know, get a flat tire or a breakdown. There's going to be help along the way, and there's food and snacks, so it's fun. You know, also you'll meet other like-minded people, and should be a great time.
Now you mentioned that the track that goes to Xenia, but the trail goes beyond that.
Yes.
Is that not part of your park, or is it?
We have the first 50 miles of the Little Miami Scenic Trail, which goes up to Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the people who work on the rest of that, or the rest of that trail, do you communicate with them at all? Because it continues up to Yellow Spring.
Oh yeah.
And it's spectacular.
Into Dayton, there's probably 5 or 6 spurs coming out of Xenia.
Okay. Now I know as you get into autumn, you get those acorns dropping.
We have 2 Toro blowers that we use.
Because that's a fun time to ride, but those little squirrels, man, they're dangerous. You got any squirrel stories? Because I got one for you.
No, but I did find a little chipmunk that got nipped, and I had to move it aside.
Okay. I'm not sure if they're chipmunks or squirrels. They're tiny, but I saw one, and it certainly was going to go right into my spokes. And me being a big tough guy I was, or still am, I closed my eyes and kind of went. I got ready for a fall, and my buddy, his name's Bucky, he was riding with me. All of a sudden, I felt a little thunk, and then nothing, and I look back, and he's laughing, and he said, I'm like, what? He said, that was the most hysterical thing. That little chipmunk just jumped up on your tire, grabbed on, like his buddies were watching, hung on for a ride, and spun away. But I imagine not all the encounters with those little rascals are as good. Is that a big safety concern, getting rid of those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 $7,000 Toro blowers that we use.
Wow. I appreciate you guys getting out there and cleaning up, because that's the best time of year to ride. But it could be the most dangerous too, because of
it's the little nuts and it's wet leaves.
Yeah. We've improved a lot of the for safety. There's a lot of signage and laddering before crossroads so people stop, because some riders just don't realize how busy some of those roads are, and you really have to observe the stop signs. And so we've painted new laddering prior to a crossroad.
Yeah, the crosswalk laddering.
Yeah, you've done a great job on the signs too, on just the etiquette of when passing, say left. Because everyone honors that, and I think the parents do a good job with their kids, because kids like to get out there too. And it's a safe experience, man. If you haven't gotten out on the trail, get out on the trail. It's just such a wonderful thing. Once you get on, you're never going to get off. You're going to fall in love with it. Get your kids out there, get your family out there, and enjoy it. Is there anything else that we've missed?
For example, as far as safety is our number one concern. We just put up flashing stop sign at Stubbs Mill.
Okay.
Because there have been 2 deaths at that intersection.
Yeah. Wow.
And so it's the only intersection so far that has warranted anything more than just the stationary signs.
Yeah, well that's really important. Thanks for that, and wear your helmet. Hey, we'll be back talking with the people from Golden Pond right after this break. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price, guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new Made in America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome, and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price, guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
We're back. We're ready to talk about On Golden Pond with our friends on the couch, some veteran actors. You guys, this is not your first experience. You've been around for a while. I had a chance to read your bios and was very, very impressed. So it's a privilege to have you here. We have Denise Cox, Ernie Rowland, and Carrie Lee Sutherland. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So this is not a comedy. It's
It's a dramedy.
It is a drama comedy. It's not a musical. I'm
No.
sorry.
Not a musical.
Ernie's not going to be singing?
Not in this one.
Okay.
Not his. He doesn't have his.
I got a
tap shoes
gag
on.
order.
Have you sang before, Ernie? Is that one of your
I
strengths
sing in
too?
character.
Okay.
That's a character part. I don't.
Okay.
I'm not a.
I've heard Ernie sing.
What's the story? This is
a story of it's a love story in a way.
Yeah.
It's a story of Ethel and Norman, who go up north to a cabin in Maine every year for 40, 50 years. And this time they go up, Norman is pushing 80. He's losing his memory. He's worrying about dying. It's confusing him. It's scaring him. He's estranged from his daughter over the years for whatever reason. Probably because he wanted a boy. I don't know. He's a bit of an Archie Bunker, so you don't know. And but it's a sweet story between. And there's other characters. There's her husband, and the mailman who is outstanding. And go ahead, guys, help me.
Well, Denise, you play Ethel Thayer?
Yes,
Did I
I
say
do.
that right? Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me about your character?
Well, of course, I'm married to Ernie,
Okay.
or Norman,
Yeah.
in the show, and he, I look at the world through rose-colored glasses,
Okay.
and our marriage is not what I want it to be, but I envision it as being what I want it to be. He is much more gruff and not always easy to live with.
Okay.
But I love him, and I love him in spite of all of his flaws. And I want them to reconcile their relationship. That is primary in my life. Is a reconciliation.
And how does your daughter handle being introduced to the son of, or how does he handle being introduced to the son of her daughter's fiance?
Oh, it's really quite funny. He
Is this the son he always wanted?
No.
No.
Well, I
His
don't know.
son,
His
a
son-
13-year-old boy,
His son comes and
changes Norman too.
Okay.
Yes, he's the one who really has a dramatic change in Norman's life.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to see that, to watch. There's some really, really funny moments, especially when he's trying to tell the future son-in-law. He gives him a rough road to hoe.
Okay. So you enjoy messing with the future son-in-law?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody. I'd like to.
You got to have a hobby, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I even mess with my daughter.
Yeah.
In a good nature. Well, it's not good nature. But we come to agreement.
Now I understand you're having some memory issues in your character.
Who, me?
What were we talking about?
Yeah, he does, and we try to bring it out in the first scene mostly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's. It all comes together for him. It called for Ethel and Norman, and with Norman and his daughter, and even with the son-in-law and the grandson is the spark that lights him up in life again.
Yeah.
it lets him think to the future he's going to make it there all right.
Yeah, it's interesting as far as the memory stuff. As I said that, I imagine that people can probably relate to that more now because so many people are dealing with issues of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and so it probably strikes a chord.
It's
I can imagine
mentioned it from the people as they come out.
Yeah, so it's real, and you probably see people tearing up more than maybe when they did this play 20, 30, 40 years, because this has been out since '79.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think the play was written in 1964.
Okay.
And then they made a movie of it in 1981.
Okay.
Which a lot of people have seen with
Henry Fonda, Kate Hepburn,
and Jane Fonda and Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was kind of a real life story for them. You know, that Jane Fonda and her father had the same sort of relationship that's in the play.
Now you play. You're Jane Fonda's role. You play Chelsea.
Yes.
The daughter.
I played the daughter.
Can you tell me about the relationship you have with your parents?
Well, I'm really close to my mother, Ethel, and not so close to my dad. I call her Mommy. I call him Norman.
Yeah. Wow.
Because apparently he was very hard on her, and I do believe that he always wanted a son. He kind of tried to treat her like a son, and she's just very sensitive about that. So, and it's not mentioned specifically what happened, but there's some sort of falling out that comes between them. And then when she comes to introduce them to her new boyfriend and bring that man's son, she has a kind of big emotional response to the fact that now he's getting on so well with that son in a way that he never did with her.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's
it's almost
sort of
sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
You know, they have a resolution because it's pretty much now or never. So it's it ends up very sweet in the end. And it's sort of ambiguous. You think, are they going to come back to Golden Pond, or is this their last summer? You don't know, but it leaves you kind of hopeful.
Yeah, that's neat.
Nice.
So this was written a while ago, and how's it playing out now in 2019? Is it being received pretty well?
Beautifully.
Yeah. The audience just loves
They love it. Every audience we've had reactions I get is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's very relatable.
Yes.
It is.
Is this the first time they've played this at La Comedia?
At La Comedia. No, they've done it previously, but it's been a while.
Okay.
But the audience, you know, if you're a mature person, you relate to what's happening to them. If you're younger, you relate to thinking what's happening with your parents, and everybody can really respond to it.
So what do you like about your character, playing your specific character?
What I like about my character is that she, even though she resents Norman, I believe, and I play her to be unconsciously very similar to Norman. They have a very similar sort of sense of humor. And she also, she has a little outburst, which I think I would never have the same sort of temper that she has, but I think another thing that she gets from old Norman. Yeah, so it's she has a lot of layers to her. It's fun to play.
Now this is unique because it was a play, and it was a real, it was a award-winning movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, they won three Academy Awards.
Does that impact you as an actor, looking at the actor who played that role, and does that affect how you try to play that role, or do you separate yourself from that totally? And
I think you draw from that, and then you try to expand on, take it your own direction.
Yeah.
I would never dream to try to emulate Henry Fonda.
Be Henry Fonda,
no.
yeah.
Nor I, Katharine Hepburn.
I can't.
Well, yeah, that was all. Ernie, how about you in your role? What do you enjoy about the character?
His orneriness, his humor.
Yeah.
And in the end, the hope he has for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. He's quite a person, I think, and.
I find as I get older, I'm kind of persnickety and kind of ornery too. His life kind of prepares. Is this like one of your favorite roles?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just enjoy doing it. I've done it. I did it here at Lebanon Players a few years back when they were up in the shoe factory.
Okay.
And.
How's the little guy you're working with? Do you kind of is it fun spinning off with him? And
oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, they have two different characters playing, Yeah, that's a neat little relationship.
How do they have two different? Is it two different
two
time
actors.
sequences?
Two different actors.
Are they
one night and one show?
It's because they're children,
I gotcha.
so they have to
I
take
gotcha.
turns
Okay.
working.
Okay. And what's the age of the little boy?
13.
13 and one's 14.
Okay.
But they're supposed to be 13 years old.
Okay. And Denise, what about you? Same question as far as the role. And
Oh,
what
I
do you,
love the
what do you
role.
enjoy?
Well, it's kind of me. I kind of look at the world through rose-colored glasses and try to make everything seem as if it's wonderful. And so, you know, I am desperately in love with him. And even when he doesn't live up to my expectations, I still adore him. And when he's an ornery old coot.
Edith and Archie.
Edith and that's how they kind of described us. Some of the
The
people
audience
coming through
is
the
anyway.
line, said we were Edith.
That's
and Archie.
neat that people still recognize that
Yes,
and remember that.
yes.
Yeah. Now, it seems like this is such a perfect role and you're enjoying it so much.
I am.
Is it hard to finish when you finish something like this? Is there like a period of, oh man, because you put so much of your soul into it. Is it depressing afterwards as far as, and do you have reunions? Like, do you call each other and have to chat or what?
We've all known each other for, I've known Ernie the longest. I would say probably 15 or 20 years or even more than that. And Twig, and you keep saying Denise, but we call her Twig. We work at La Comedia a lot, so it's always sad when the show's over, especially when it's a very special show and you have that chemistry. But then, you know, it's a theater family, and we all work together again.
You're used
and
to it.
there's
You're all
always
you're
the
all
next-
professionals.
The next show.
Yeah.
I live in Florida, so I come up for this show.
Oh my goodness.
And I've been down there 8 years. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm originally from Lebanon.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk later. You can give me some tips as far as how to do all that stuff. Now, I remember reading your bios. You've been married a couple years, right?
Yeah, be 57 in December.
Wow! Congratulations. Yeah.
Same woman.
For a cantankerous old guy, she must be a saint.
Everybody tells her that.
She's
Don't
very
spoil
nice
her.
for Ernie.
Angel, saint. Her birthday's today
Absolutely.
too.
Well, happy birthday. What is your wife's name?
Jean.
Jean. Jean, happy birthday. Thanks for putting up with this old fart. Thanks for allowing him to sit on the couch with us today. And what a role model you guys are. I mean, in the day and age that we live, thank you. And you've been together with your spouse for 5 years, 6 years?
45.
45.
Mhm.
That's pretty good too.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Not too shabby.
And are you from Florida also?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm from. We live in Hamilton.
Okay.
And I was a social worker.
Same thing, Hamilton,
Yeah.
Florida.
So, similar.
Winters
very
are real similar. Yeah. Now, how's it been so far with the show? How's the audience receiving you? Has it been 1 week? How many performances have you had?
We've done 6.
7.
Have we?
2, 4.
7.
Yep, 7.
Okay, some amount of
7.
audience.
Okay.
and
Our boss said 7.
Okay, but the audience response is fabulous, especially the first show. I don't know, that audience was with it.
They were wonderful.
Yeah, and
Big,
it was like,
huge
whoa,
audience.
we feel like stars. They were getting all the laughs. Everything landed. It was
everything.
great.
Nice.
But then they've all been really
All
good
good.
audiences.
I could let a secret out. The biggest
paid them.
laugh. Huh?
You paid them to come.
No, one of the biggest laughs in the show is when I open the screen door in the first scene of the second act.
Yeah.
And it works.
And it works.
The-
And
it's-
every show that they started applauding because the screen
You're not
door-
standing there naked in your robe or anything, are you? All right, I want to spoil it.
It's just so cool. It just is neat.
That's
it
a
is.
beautiful metaphor that's written into the show.
And now a
that
big-
the screen door is broken,
Yeah.
and Norman just keeps talking about when he's going to die.
Wow.
And then the Billy comes, and the next time you see Norman, he's excited. He's going fishing, and then the screen door works. So it's
It's kind of you're a little underlying undercurrents.
I'm
there.
trying to figure out how they capture just the serenity of the pond and are the
All the
set- are
set's beautiful.
settings?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
set is
and the
lovely.
lighting is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh,
they
yeah.
change the colors on the pond.
And who's responsible for all that? Just the backup crew? What-
Well, our director was Chris Beiser, and
Okay.
the production manager is Chris Byerly.
Okay.
And the lighting guy's name, Ed
Yeah.
Something.
Hubert. Yeah. So
And,
they're the
and
ones
how,
that designed it.
how long is this performance going to be running now?
It runs through September 8th.
Okay.
Only 3 more weeks.
Okay.
So
Get your
tickets
tickets.
now.
Are they
Yeah.
sold out yet? Can they still get
Not
tickets?
completely,
I
but
think
it's
the
sold very
matinees
well.
are selling
Very
better
well.
than evening shows,
Yeah.
believe. And aren't they?
They're
Yeah.
close to sold out.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
LawComedia.com.
Yeah,
Well, there's-
thank you.
there's
That was my
not-
next question. Thank you. Yeah.
Not a real bad seat in theater, though.
We have it right up there.
Yeah.
By the way, I was there at the last one for Shrek, and what
yeah,
a
that's a
wonderful,
fun show.
what a wonderful experience. I mean,
That was a great show.
I love going to see the movies. I'm hooked. La Comedia's got me,
Yay.
and the
There you
food
go.
is fantastic. The performers are just wonderful, and it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, it's not overly crowded. Every seat is a good seat.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're looking to experiencing something just fabulous, you go down there and check this out. It's just a wonderful evening. They have matinees, they have evening ones too, and it is just wonderful. And the talent is just so incredible. You know, we know how to purchase tickets, and you have just 3 weeks left. So get out there, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having
being
us.
being on the couch. Thanks for sharing your craft and your art and the passion that you have. I appreciate you. We'll return with Community Calendar right after this break.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh,
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
we're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. It's time now for the Community Calendar. Dig deeper into Lebanon history by taking a candlelight tour of the Lebanon Cemetery on Friday, September 6th, starting at 7 p.m. Costume reenactors from the Warren County Historical Society will bring the history of the many influential and infamous people of Lebanon to life. Make your reservations by going online to harmonmuseumohio.org or calling the History Center at 513-932-1817. The Warren County Senior Citizens Club will hold their annual picnic on Monday, September 9th at Warren County Armco Park's Shelter Number 9 from 11 a.m. until whenever. Bring a lawn chair and a side dish, and the club will fill the grill with plenty of picnic meats. Enjoy the fellowship and the games that will follow the lunch. Caesar Creek State Park will be hosting a 7-mile pawpaw hike on Sunday, September 7th, starting at 10 a.m. Meet in the parking lot of Day Lodge and enjoy a hike to Aaron Shaw's favorite pawpaw tree patches. For more information, go online to CaesarCreekStatePark.com. The City of Lebanon is offering you an opportunity to dispose of your yard waste on Sunday, September 7th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can drop off small limbs, brush, grass, and clippings at the Municipal Service Facility at 580 West Main Street in Lebanon. And if you're tired of clearing your yard waste, you might try mulching with native plants. Sue Sari, an Ohio certified volunteer naturalist, will show you how at Miller Ecological Park on Saturday, September 14th, starting at 10 a.m. The program is free and open to the public. Well, that's all we have for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with a brand new show on September 3rd with a preview of 39 Steps from the Lebanon Theater Company, along with a look at some upcoming art exhibits at Harmon Museum. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching.